Welcome back to the channel, citizens. Today we are diving deep into the massive Star Citizen live queue and focused entirely on the new inventory and crafting systems introduced in Alpha 4.7. The developers dropped a ton of information on what is coming in Alpha 4.8 and beyond, including ship component crafting, massive quality of life fixes for cargo, and how the new blueprint system will completely change the economy. We have a lot of ground to cover, so let us jump right in. First, let us talk about the core of crafting, which is material quality. A huge question the community had was whether we will ever be able to upgrade low-quality materials into high-quality ones. The short answer is no, and the developers have a very good reason for this. They want rare, high-quality materials to actually stay rare and retain their value to drive the player economy. If everyone could just grind low-quality scrap and refine it into top-tier materials, the market would crash. However, they are not leaving low-quality materials useless. In future refining updates, recipes will require primary and secondary materials. The quality of your final crafted item will rely purely on the primary material, but for the secondary materials, you can use absolute garbage quality. You will just need a larger quantity of it. This creates a perfect ecosystem where hardcore miners can hunt for the purest primary ores, while casual players can still make a profit vacuuming up low-quality secondary materials to sell in bulk. Speaking of selling, player trading is a massive priority. While shops currently sell materials at zero quality due to a tech limitation, the ultimate goal is for players to be the primary source of high-quality goods. This is heavily reliant on the new social features being developed right now, which will eventually allow you to set up shop at local trade centers and your own player bases. But with all these varying material qualities, our inventories have become an absolute nightmare to navigate. The developers are fully aware of the inventory bloat, the slow load times, and the blurry icons. To fix this, they are introducing a folder structure. If you have 20 different qualities of copper, they will all stack neatly under one copper folder. Even better, we are finally getting the ability to merge and split cargo boxes. If you have half-empty boxes of low-quality ore lying around, you can merge them together. And the game will average out the quality based on the SCU weights. Alternatively, you can split a massive crate of pure gold into smaller boxes so you can sell a portion and keep the rest for your own crafting. And yes, you will be able to apply custom names and tags to these boxes, so when you scan them with your tractor beam, you know exactly what is inside. Now let us look ahead to Alpha 4.8 because the crafting system is expanding in a massive way. Currently we are limited to FPS gear and weapons, but Alpha 4.8 will introduce ship component crafting. We are talking power plants, coolers, shield generators, and even subcomponents for salvage and mining heads. And just like weapons, the quality of the materials you use will directly impact the stats of these ship components. To support all this, they are adding a dedicated app to the mobiGlas that functions like a Pokédex for blueprints. It will show you exactly what blueprints you own, which ones you are missing, and which ones are ready to be upgraded. Wait, upgraded? Yes. Blueprints will have tiers. When you find a blueprint, it starts at tier 1. Through a process called research, which will involve specific tasks and missions. You can upgrade that blueprint to tier 2, tier 3, and eventually tier 5 for ship components. Higher tiers will not just boost stats, they will introduce critical trade-offs. For example, a high-tier power plant blueprint might allow you to significantly boost energy output, but at the cost of higher heat generation. This is where the true engineering and theory crafting will shine. So how do we get these blueprints? The developers confirmed several methods. You can earn them through reputation milestones, buy common ones at NPC shops, or find them physically in the world on datapads. These datapads are one-time use, meaning you can either consume it to learn the blueprint or sell it to another player. They also confirmed that high-level boss fights like the Armandi or the upcoming Apex Valakar Sandworm will have specific blueprints tied to their loot pools. This is going to create an entire profession of treasure hunters diving into contested zones just to extract rare schematics. But the crafting loop extends far beyond just mining. Salvage players are getting a massive buff to their gameplay loop. When the full disintegration mechanic comes online, the materials you extract will match exactly what the ship was built from. If you manage to take down and salvage a Vanduul ship, you will extract exclusive Vanduul materials. If you scrap a Gladius, you get military-grade composites. The same applies to FPS gear. If you loot a high-level elite NPC and dismantle their armor, you will receive the high-quality materials used to forge it. Finally, we have to address the elephant in the room, which is component degradation. A lot of players are terrified that Star Citizen is going to turn into a maintenance simulator where you have to repair your ship every 2 hours. The developers clarified their stance on this. Degradation is necessary to keep the economy flowing, otherwise no one would ever need to craft or buy a new component. But they are balancing it for long-term play. As an example, a power plant might last for over 150 hours of active in-game usage before its functionality reaches 0. And when it does take damage, using a crafting fabricator to repair it will restore it much better than just zapping it with a hand tool. You will not be micromanaging your ship's health every single session. Before we wrap up, the developers also dropped a casual confirmation that tactical strike groups are officially coming in Alpha 4.8. For those who do not know, this is the new ship combat experience. And just to be completely clear, this is not just general multiplayer where you are flying in a shared universe bumping into strangers. This is dedicated co-op. This is about grouping up specifically with your friends, coordinating multi-role fleets, and taking on complex objectives together. It is going to be an absolute game changer for org gameplay. That covers the major takeaways from the inventory and crafting Q&A. The developers have laid a massive foundation here, and seeing it expand into ship components next patch is incredibly exciting. What piece of gear are you rushing to craft first in 4.8? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you all for watching, and as always, I will see you in the verse.